There are so many war-torn countries around the world that have continued to create conflicts among their people for many generations, when it is the bystanders who aren't involved in the violence that are left worrying for their safety. Young people are unable to voice their opinions, and women are not respected, thus fueling the conflict. Often fearing for their own home's safety, they seek refuge in other countries, leaving no time for thoughts of anything else. Activist Malala Yousafzai has sought to change this, as she experienced it for herself and continues to tell her story to others as a way to spread the awareness of the struggles that many people face in the midst of such oppressive circumstances. Malala was born in the Swat Valley of Pakistan to Tor Pikai and Zia-ud-Din Yousafzai during the summer of 1997. Her father, Zia-ud-Din, who was the owner of a school in the Swat Valley, was an advocate for his daughter's education and wanted a life for her that was filled with the same opportunities that would be offered to any man. Others, however, did not share the same ideals as her father, instead supporting a much more radical perspective. This is why the Taliban overtook the majority of Pakistan, including Malala's own home when she was nearly 9 years old. The Taliban had strict control over everything, banning television, music, even dancing, and soon banned all girls from attending school.
My dear friends, today Swat has in the past few years become a heartland for Pakistan's Islamic militancy. Today, this idyllic valley of peace is burning. Why the peace of this valley is destroyed? Why we the peace and innocent people of the valley are targeted? Why our future is targeted? Schools are not places of learning, but places of fear and violence. We will solve our problems. We will return our valley to peace. I think nobody, no one, our dreams are shattered, and let me say we are destroyed.
This did not extinguish Malala's hope to learn. Rather, it only fueled it more. She began to blog on the BBC website about her experiences and would even question the Taliban under the pen name of Gul Makai. She wrote of being forced out of her home and became famous for resisting the tyranny, causing her efforts for the protection of young girls' education to be successful. As a result, she was awarded 2 peace prizes, the International Children's Peace Prize and Pakistan's National Youth Peace Prize, both at the age of 14. However, this was controversial, and with her name now known by the public, the Taliban found her a year later and shot her 3 times while she was riding home from school. Shortly after, she was transported to Birmingham, England, where she would find her story began to spread like a wildfire. Fast forward another year later, where at the age of 16, Malala was speaking at the United Nations after winning the Sakharov Prize for Freedom of Thought and publishing her own autobiography known as I Am Malala, the girl who stood up for education and was shot by the Taliban. She was able to begin raising awareness about the reality of life for women in oppressed countries such as her own. Every news outlet and morning, noon, and night show knew about her endeavors to give a quality education to every child around the world. With her newfound voice and the help of her father, Yousafzai founded the Malala Fund in 2014. The fund has aided young girls in getting an education for the past 12 years in countries such as Pakistan, Afghanistan, India, and Nigeria, along with countries housing Syrian refugees like Lebanon and Jordan. Malala's fund initiative, the Gul Makai Network, named after her old blog's pen name, supports the work of education champions who understand challenges in their communities and are best placed to identify, innovate, and advocate for policy and programmatic solutions. Malala Fund believes in the remarkable champions and invests in their work so that every girl can learn and lead without fear.
In the world.
Soon after creating this foundation, Malala was jointly awarded the Nobel Peace Prize along with Kailash Satyarthi.
This award is not just for me. It is for those forgotten children who want education. It is for those frightened children who want peace. It is for those voiceless children who want change.
Today, she continues to help children receive both primary and secondary education, as she believes that an investment in our education is an investment in our future. She even opened a secondary school in Lebanon on her 18th birthday. Yousafzai to this day still travels to developing countries, hears the stories of barriers to education that young women face there, and meets with world leaders to discuss her findings.
It is your job, the task of young people in this world, to strip the last remnants of that ancient cruel belief from the civilization of man.